What was the message in those final kind of minutes to the offense when they really, had to drive down and make a score in the end zone?
The last drive?
The last two drives, I guess, really. What kind of, was it like going into those, just mentality-wise?
Yeah, just it's on us. Possessions were limited, and we felt like we did move the ball pretty good, but we got to finish in the red zone. That's something we've been talking about. And at the end of the game, when we had to have it, there's a very sense of calmness on the sideline. Nobody panicked. I think as you've seen Jake, he thrives in those situations when we're behind and we got to have it. So there was no panic. It was a sense of calmness and, hey, it's on us. We got to go get it done.
I was going to say, one of Jake's traits that stands out, it was his first interception that he's thrown at Tulane, but then right after that, even though it allowed Army to score, then he goes in and caps off those 2 touchdown drives. What can you kind of say about his mental toughness?
Yeah, he definitely showed it right there. He knows, made a bad decision, came back, made up for it when we had to have it, and can't say enough about him in those situations when, you're down and you got to come back. And even when he first got here, we heard from the BYU coaches, and he even said it himself, like, I love the 2-minute drill, and you saw it in training camp, you're seeing it in games.
And then having leaders like Bryce Bohannon and Shaz Preston, be off the field and make their impact and then be the ones to make those scores at the end, how much does that really do for that wide receiver room and just their confidence?
Oh, it's huge. Those guys, they come to work every day, they punch a clock. Bryce is an unbelievable leader in that room, holds people to a really high standard. But to see those guys be the two that makes the play to win the game was awesome for that room.
I know we've talked about it a lot, but it's not just that Jake Retzloff arrived a week before training camp. It was that he was in a competition with several other quarterbacks to start. And so with that much limited time, I guess, how much have you seen him really grow and take command of this offense?
Yeah, a lot. Not only was he competing with other guys and learning a lot of install, he had 4 classes he had to finish at BYU to be able to play. So he obviously had a lot on his plate. That's kind of slowed down, obviously, getting that done. And he's been really able to spend more time in the facility, watching tape, really diving into the playbook. I always use this analogy, like in the first game, made several mistakes from a check standpoint, and then in game 2, we get down, we're down 14-7, and it's 3rd and 6, and he makes an unbelievable check, and we walk in the end zone. So every week he's gotten better with that, put a little bit more on him every week, and he's done a really good job of handling it.
How much have the wide receivers improved as the year has gone along? Do you feel like that may be the most improved unit on the team from the start of the season?
Yeah, I think 2 things there. I would say, number one, like Maddie just said, like it's we just got Jake, right before training camp. They didn't know him. He didn't know the receivers. There's a lot of chemistry that has to be built there. And so the receivers really struggled catching his ball early. But also Jake was throwing Nolan Ryan fastballs at him too when he didn't need to. And I think the growth in the chemistry between the receivers and the quarterback has obviously improved. But also you see Jake make touch throws, catchable ball throws that he wasn't doing early in the year. And so, a couple throws come to mind is, we get a holding penalty, it's 1st and 20, and he steps up and throws a nice catchable ball to Jay Reed over the middle early in the year. That would have been a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that who knows if we'd have caught it. So I think the chemistry between the quarterback and the receivers, but also Jake kind of understanding, hey, I need to take a little bit off of this and just throw a catchable ball, has definitely helped both of those positions.
And there's an old saying that stats are for losers. Your team's 6-1, but you're in middle of the pack in almost every offensive statistic. How much room for growth do you feel like there is? You mentioned obviously Jake getting better as the year has gone along, but how much more potential do you feel is out there for this offense?
6-1 is all that matters to us. If we keep winning, we'll be as low as we want to be, but obviously we don't want to be that way, but we want to keep winning games. Whatever it takes to win is what this game's all about. But if we will execute and do the little things that we've been harping on with our guys, especially down in the red zone, that's one thing that really comes to mind is, we have crucial MAs, missed assignments down there in the red zone that cost us. And so we've got to be a lot cleaner down there. And so one thing over the bye week we're really looking at is, hey, how can we work the red zone things earlier in the week? You're trying to do your base game plan early on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then kind of get to the third down red zone day on Wednesday, Thursday. How earlier can we do that in the week to really help us dial those things in and be very detailed down there is what we're going to work on, because that's ultimately what it comes down to, scoring points. And if we're down there in the red zone, we're moving the ball a lot. Well, when we get down there, that's the most critical time. We got to put the ball across the goal line.
Can you go through what was going through your mind when that juggled catch was made by Shaz in the end zone?
Probably can't say it over the mic, but I was pretty worried because we threw it into double coverage. The play before, they left Shaz one-on-one. They brought zero blitz, played man coverage, and Shaz had one-on-one. But then when they played the cover two look there to the boundary in the last play, the ball really probably should have went to Bo down the seam, and he's open. But I had told Jake all week, hey, man, when the game's on the line, Shaz Preston's going to make a play for you. And he trusted that he would, and he did.
Referring back to something Maddie said earlier, the 2-minute drill is Jake's. He loves that stuff, bread and butter. You have this funny feeling that Jake would love to run the 2-minute drill maybe all game long?
Maybe so. Maybe we're holding him back. Maybe we just need to, tell him we're down in the game in the first quarter and we got to come back, But he does. He's kind of a guy that's like playing in his backyard, backyard football kind of guy, and he just likes to get a call and go play. So he does a really good job with that.
I'm just curious, do you guys work on any drills or anything in the end zone to maybe have prepared Shaz for that moment, or was that just all instinct by him?
Yeah, no, I mean, we would throw fades, but nothing into double coverage where the ball's going to get tipped up. It was just unbelievable concentration on his part. I mean, that's all you can say. Ball got tipped up. Usually tip balls or pick balls, so that's when I got a little worried. But it was good that Shaz was able to keep his focus and find the ball and finish the game for us. I appreciate it. Roll wave.